Hey everybody, welcome to Go Get It by Getitlex Motivational Mindset, the podcast. Today I got my girl Ash.
Hey y'all.
So, just like me, Ashley, I'm gonna keep calling her Ash. She don't talk. She be behind the scenes doing a bunch of things I've been doing for many years. And she always been a hustler. I'll make my pieces. When it's time for me to go somewhere, I'm gonna call Ashley because I want a piece that nobody else got. I want to be able to put something on that I know that's gonna jump. Everybody gonna ask where I get it from, who did. So she always made my stuff for any special event. If I didn't go to the store, which I never really did go to the store because she was my store. But she make awesome pieces, and she's a hustler, grinder, entrepreneur. Got many different ways of getting bread, and I really respect her. I'm so proud of her. So since I know a little bit about her, I want her to tell you guys who she is.
Hey y'all, what's going on? My name is Ashley. Some of y'all call me Omari Jade. That's actually the brand name. But my name is Ashley. I'm residing here in Richmond, from Richmond. Um, two kids, 16, and now daughter ready to be 13 next month. So yeah,
Girl.
teenagers. I'm pretty much just, normal, chill, laid back. I told Lex I don't talk. Behind the scenes, like she said. So this is like one of my first interviews, podcasts, whatever. I don't really do this, but this is my girl, so I'm gonna rock with her. And I'm pretty much just out here doing my thing, pretty much getting into the business, still learning about the business, then got super far from what I started off, just with both of my brands from that and doing hair and, just pretty much doing it for the most part.
So let's talk about how it started. How did Omari Jade start, and what was some of the situations surrounding it that made you want to be a brand, be a owner of a brand?
Omari J pretty much started with a name, pretty much started with my kids. For some of you that don't know, it's both of their middle names put together. So my son's middle name is Omari and my daughter's name is Jade. So just placing them both together was kind of like, I don't know how people are going to respond to it. But then it was unique to me because I never seen it. Nobody never had the name. So I'm just like, why not? So from that point, that's how the name started, how the brand started. Back in 2013, between 2013 to 2014, I was pretty much selling boutique clothes, which I've jumped back on to do now. But I started off selling boutique clothes, jewelry, and just the clothes. And the jewelry would sell out before the clothes. So I'm like, well, wait a minute. The clothes is what I really want to do. So, how to go about it. As far as sewing, I pretty much already knew how to sew. So that was easy, but then hard at the same time because I had to learn different techniques. So I was just pretty much a basic straight stitch, knowing that a straight stitch ain't gonna get nowhere in a garment. It all depends. But back then it wasn't, just a straight stitch. So being a brand and trying to incorporate all of that into an actual like business, I figured if I'm doing it and it's something that I really want to do, then why not take it serious and get everything I need as far as the paperwork and just branding it for real and not, doing everything here and there. I just wanted to do it all the way.
So when you decided to do it all the way, was it was it one thing over the other that came first? As far as, was it just gonna be the boutique clothes first, or you said forget the boutique clothes, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna figure out how to make and design my own thing?
It was pretty much the boutique first. I just pretty much thought like, well, I ain't really got time to sew. I kept throwing sewing off. So I'm just like, well, I ain't really got time to sew. The clothes easier. I could buy them, ones, twos, six packs. I'm cool. So I'll just deal with that. But I was unhappy. So I'm like, I know what I want to do, but I don't really know how to, get into it and pretty much get things rolling. So finally, once 2015 came, I was just like, you know what? I'm just ready to do it because I got tired of seeing, pretty much some of the same things. Not, trying to throw, no shade towards anybody, but that's just me. I'm just pretty much different. I like colors, shapes, so I wanted to see a lot more of that versus it just being, jeans and t-shirts. I wanted way more than that. So I had to do it.
So jumping into that, had to do it, and being able to make these garments and items. How hard was the process of knowing how to sew, but knowing how to sew good enough to sell your item?
The process was hard. It's still hard to this day because you learn it every single day. Like the techniques never stop. So going from a straight stitch to, a whole, different other level of stitching, it's still hard to this day. Like pretty much dealing with that, I mean, is still hard. I mean, I can't really, say it's easy because there's a lot of different techniques. So I stick to a couple here and there, but then I go from there. But once I knew it was time to go was when I got all of my machines, from the sergers to the Juki machine to the regular machines. Once I got those, then I knew, because the stitching was better, it was tighter, and it was different ones. So once I did that first garment under the serger and the Juki machine, I knew it was time.
Mm-hmm. So was it? Were you self-taught with these techniques, or did you have to go to a class or a school? Or like you master? Not even master. You say you learn every day, but the techniques that eventually got you to where you can your clothes was of a good quality as far as the stitch is concerned. Um, did you have to go to a class, or what? You just watch YouTube? How?
That was class. I would watch YouTube for certain things, but I mean, YouTube didn't really, teach me what I needed to know. And I'm pretty much hands on. Like
Mm-hmm.
some things I could watch you do it and then I'm doing it, but some things you really got to direct me to doing it, to say, all right, I already know how to do it. So it was a lot of classes down the line, a lot of classes. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I spent a lot of money into classes and patterns, making my own patterns, fabrics, all of that. Like even messing up fabrics to this day, I still feel like, damn, like that was a lot of money wasted. But
Mm-hmm.
it taught me, you know what I'm saying? So with that, at that point, it really didn't matter once I looked back to where I used to be compared to now.
That's what I was ready to say, actually.
Yeah.
Of course, it's always it's like you're not gonna start off, in my opinion, doing anything, doing it like it's like at the best. Like it's never that. But I think
Yep.
when you really love something, you want to do it. You gotta go through those steps, because even if being self-taught, um, it's still gonna be um phases. You know what I'm saying,
Right.
that you go through to become better. And I mean, I've witnessed you. I mean, the stuff you know your work, and you know how you want to do.
Right.
So when people buy things, they're not really uh they really don't know, that you messed up, or know that it's a string out of line. They wouldn't know, you know what I'm saying? But so I
Right.
know you always want to perfect yourself. But everything I ever got, even some of the first things that you made for me, if it was something wrong with it, or I watch
Right.
it or something, I bring it back to you and you fix it and sew it back up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that was like at the very beginning. So I mean, shit, the 2-piece set that you made for me one time with the remember the set 2 sets I
You
came
talking about
for?
the white
No, not
one?
the white. It was a bell bottom pant with
Oh
the.
yeah, yeah, with the colors. Yes,
I wore
yes.
them so many times. Like I wasn't even upset that the strings was coming out, because I'm like, no way in hell. Like, and after I wore them to the club, I said shit. After I took a picture, and then
Right,
wear wherever I want to wear it to. I can wear it to go
right.
to the grocery store. I can wear it to the wash clothes. I mean, at this point. But
Exactly.
um, what I was saying is that it's levels to everything.
Mhm.
It's levels to everything. And to be truly proud of yourself, you look back and see the stages, and, like you said, the money that you spent
Yes.
it poured into your business. But you spoke about fabric. That's my question. How do you pick the right fabric for the things that you want, excuse me, the things that you want to make?
Man, me, I'm pretty much with all the stretch fabrics from like knit to spandex mainly. So with them the main two that I keep off of the shrimper because I'm not straight up and down myself. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I'm gonna need some type of stretch, you know, whether it's a two-way stretch or four-way stretch, depending on what I'm making. So those two are the ones that I really pretty much stick to. Now, as for like velvets and wool and all of that other stuff around the time that it's ready to come down, corduroy, everything got to be stretched for me. If it's not stretched, I'm not buying it. Sheer, all of that. Mesh always been, but you know, if it's not stretched, I'm not buying it. So that's what I try to tell, you know, most of my customers when they in my inbox, or even if they just inquiring and didn't buy yet, I'm just like, okay, look, well, everything is pretty much stretched. Like I can't really, you know, stress it too much or say it too much because everything is pretty much on the website in the actual item that you click on. I'm telling you the percentage of it. I'm telling you what type of fabric it is, if it's polyester or cotton. So it's like the details of it is pretty much there. Like everybody knows spandex stretch. So doing all of that fabric sourcing and shopping is a headache. That's a headache too, because it's like you could go all over and buy fabric, but if you doing it from, you know, website or whatever like that, of course you just like another customer buying. So you don't know, you know, so you taking chances to try to figure out, you know, if it's stretched for real, how much stretch, you know, the certain things that you ask yourself when you buying from either me or somebody else. So with that, the majority of the time I do travel. So that's where all of that comes into play when I do travel the majority of the time. And for the ones that do follow me and don't really see anything, 9 times out of 10, I'm working. Fabric
Mm-hmm.
sourcing all the way just to find new fabrics, different fabrics, colorful fabrics, solid fabrics. The majority of the time, that's where I'm at.
Have you
So,
ever made something before you figured out about the fabric situation when maybe you was just starting? Have you ever picked a fabric to do something that it didn't do?
oh yeah. I don't know if y'all remember this outfit. It was a blue and purple outfit. The outfit that was what 2014 too. I think it was. I put it up on my page, but of course I took it down over time. And it kind of like I want to say it had went to the back, tied around the neck, or some type of crazy mess. And one side of it was purple, and the other side was yellow. I don't know if you remember Lex, but it was
Oh,
so
it was
old.
okay.
It was so old. This was when I didn't know anything about how fabrics stretched. I knew that it stretched the one way, but I wasn't even thinking about the other side whatsoever. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm ready to make this dress. I'm ready to go out. I want people to see it. So I ended up making the dress, not even realizing I had it on the wrong side of the fabric where it didn't stretch. So
Oh
I
man.
took my whole time, yes, then made the dress, did my makeup, hair, all of that, put the dress on and can't pull it up. So I'm sitting there trying to pull it up, and I'm just like, damn, what I'm gonna do now? Because I ain't got no outfit. Like I can't go nowhere.
Mm.
So hey, when I say, man, after that, super focused on okay, what fabrics I need to buy and what don't I need to buy. And from there, I was just like, never again. Try not to be never again. Just pay attention and focus on what you're getting and what you're buying because you will mess up a whole lot of money just trying to buy something because you like it or because it's cute. If you don't know the depths of it or what's going on, then nah, ain't no sense of buying it.
So with you remembering that piece, what is some of the most memorable pieces that you've actually made that maybe you thought wasn't gonna turn out good? It actually turned out to be right.
Oh, I have a few. I have a few. The most memorable, man, I would say, mm, I would say current now because I can't really think back, but the Bango bodycon dress with the gloves.
Oh yeah.
The colorful one, I brought that out last year of Valentine's. Didn't really have an idea as to what I was gonna do, but I knew I was like, I want this dress. I'm like, because I'm seeing it and I want it. I'm like, you know, the only thing I could pretty much change is the color or the pattern of it. That's another thing. With like designing and you know fabrics or whatever like that, 10% of a garment is what you can change as far as custom. Like for instance, if you see some or somebody send you something and they say, hey, pay well in this outfit. 10% of it you're gonna have to change, because if somebody else was to see it, or the actual person, that's pretty much you copied their whole, you know what I'm saying, their whole thing. So you can actually get in trouble for that. I done had a few of those, but the Van Gogh bodycon, I thought that dress was so cute.
Yeah.
And I thought it turned out really dope. Everything was stretched. I ain't think a lot of people was gonna really like buy it, but they did. They did, and actually took pictures and sent me, pictures back. I was happy about that, because I wanted people to see, like, not only am I doing my size, I can do everybody else's size too. It just depends. Right. So yeah, it was a lot on that one. I had quite a few sales.
With your collections, you always have a collection come out. So is it when, first of all, how long does it take to make the actual collection?
Whew, it all depends what you're doing and where your mind going. If you want a whole lot of bedazzle, if you want a lot of glitter and just a lot of detail, it's gonna take you roughly about a month or two, depending on what you're making and how many pieces. So with me, being that I do a lot of shows, they normally get us to do 7 to 10 pieces. So with those, I'll make something like, a pair of pants, 3 dresses, a top and a bottom, or, just something easier to work around the shows that I'm doing. So it all depends, honestly, what you're making, because with a skirt, you can make a skirt in less than like an hour, depending on what type of detail that you got to it. If it's already printed fabric, it ain't much but a stitch here and a stitch there and a hem, and then you're done. So, it just all depends on what you make. But a collection, it could take you up to like 2 months, I'll say, depending on what you're making.
So explain it to me, a collection. Like, is a collection just something that just happens, a one-time thing, or it's just a bunch of pieces that's only like 2 or 3 of one this piece or 2 or 3 of that piece? Or is it a theme for it that's just
a collection could be between 3 to 20 pieces. It just all depends what you want to make, what you got time to make. So roughly I've done about 10, but depending on the season, some people could push a collection for the whole season. They could push it for half. You could push it for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then it's gone and you on to the next. It's just all about basing it off of your brand and your mindset as to what you want to do and what you want to make. That's the whole game in like sewing, honestly. Like, it's just up to what you want to do.
So your most recent collection, what is your plans with that? Is that something that's going to be here for the long haul, for months, or just weeks?
That, I think that one gonna stay. That one is honestly gonna stay. That one is gonna stay, because I had no idea like it was gonna actually do good. I'll say great. It did great. I ain't even gonna say good. I'm gonna say great, because it did. Like, I was just like, I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. I was depressed. I was up and down with my emotions, with the whole brand, trying to find models because of what I was going through. It was just a lot. And I'm just like, how can I put it together? How can I, do certain things? I'm like, I paid makeup artists. I didn't pay the photographer, all this stuff that I wouldn't do normally, because I do it myself, because it just be too much to try to find, certain people. And then you have certain things that happen in life. It's just life. The day could come and somebody may not be able to shoot. So now the whole shoe gone. So with that, I just really thought about it. I just really took my time, and I'm just like, the inspiration behind it came from a Puma shoe that I bought. And I still haven't even worn a shoe. I wore a shoe in a photo shoot, but wearing it out, nah. But just looked at it and said, you know what? I can do a whole collection off this one shoe. And that's exactly what I did. Like, I didn't even think to have a lot of the other prints that I did, but my main focus was just the zebra print and the cheetah print. But being that it ran so good, that's one I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna bring a lot of others back, but I'm not too sure like which ones just yet. It's still up in the air deciding. But the wild side, that's definitely saying.
How many different pieces do you have in that collection?
In that collection, 8. I got 8 pieces.
So all of them are currently on your website, or is it some of them are they sold out?
Nah, everything on the website. The only thing that sold, almost sold out to the very last, I got one small in, is the jumpsuit. The tiger print jumpsuit that went like that. And
I
I
know
was,
it did. That
yeah,
shit was.
it went. I was like, wait. I was like, damn, can I get mine or what? Like, but the majority of the time when I got a strong feeling about a piece or a collection, I just make it and I don't even have none left for myself. So a lot of other like pieces and stuff that I didn't design, half of the time I don't even have them because I just sell them. I just look at it like if I invested my money into the fabric, then I'm gonna sell every piece of this fabric. Like,
Right.
oh, I ain't gotta keep it in my closet. That's fine. I ain't gotta make one for myself. If the people want it, then that's what I'm gonna do.
I mean, hey, you're the creator, so you can make it at any time.
Exactly. So I'm like, even if I
Different
wanted to,
fabric.
I could buy more, more and
Yeah.
more of it. I'm fine. Like, long as I get my customers out the way, then I'm all right.
So, what? Who? Let me say who? Yeah, what audience do you cater to? 'Cause of course it's women. Well, what is your style of design?
Um, I'll pretty much say that I cater to more like the younger generation, like who's coming up now, maybe a girl in her 20s, 30s, even mid 30s, like maybe 40ish, but I'll say mainly, with the younger girls because I mean with the social medias and everything going on, they also hip to that. They always want to look cute. They always want to have on something different. So me being the person I am, I've always dressed like that. I would say my brand basically states me and who I am. It's rarely a time you'll see me with like sneakers or slides. I'm always dressed up. So it's like, I just took that and interpreted it into the brand just to say, hey, well, this is me. This is the stuff I want to wear. This is the stuff I want to see. And then gradually looking at other girls that would dress like me and then seeing and speaking and talking to other girls like, oh, well, that's all I got is, this in my closet or that in my closet. I'm looking like, hey, well, you just like me. So,
Right.
why not, do it together or let me make you something. Let me, just basing it off of that. And just really looking at it like my brand is me and just catering to them. That's where I say my brand is at. I do want to do more, but with that and the way a lot of other things work behind the scenes with fashion, it's not easy because I get a lot of that too. It's like, oh, well, why don't you have a lot of plus size or why don't you have this or why don't you have that? It all depends because I'm just not gonna buy certain fabrics because they, telling me that it's good. Okay, well, I don't like this print, so now I need another print. So if they don't have the print, then I don't buy. If they don't
Right.
have the certain fabric, then I'm not gonna buy. So it's just all about what I envision and what I draw and what I see. Then that's what I'm gonna do. And so.
So with uh your brand and people giving you advice or whatever.
Mhm.
Tell me how hard has it been? Tell me some highs and lows of building this brand.
Whew, it's been a lot. Man, for starters, I pretty much learned everything on my own. When I first started out, like paperwork and stuff like that, that's what I'm talking about. When I pretty much started out and was really looking to do the paperwork first, which I didn't do, quote unquote, I didn't do. So starting off doing that, I was trying to find a lot of people in the city, to help. And like I said, that's kind of hard. Life happens. People, got their own thing going on, which I understand. So it was a little bit of, downtime on that because I was getting a little discouraged. Like, oh, I know I need this and I know I need that. I know what they're saying, but let me ask somebody that may have, done it. And it was just extremely hard. So I did take a lot of downs and took a lot of L's with that because it was certain places that I was shopping. They would tell me I need certain documentation and I don't have it because I don't know how to get it or I can't get it at the moment because of this or because of that. It could have been a personal situation or what, but
Mm,
it was just like a whole bunch of not right things. So at that point I was just like, damn, like, is it really worth it? You know what I'm saying? I
mm.
I used to always question myself with that too. Like, is it worth it to keep doing it? And I can't, the door keep getting shut, slam in my face, like what to do. So just dealing with that. And then, like I said, with a lot of with a lot of shows, even with the shows too. Like they ain't all grand. People think, oh, well, when you go to a show, you're gonna get discovered or this, or this, that. It's the same thing, just as well as if you was rapping, doing hair, or what. It's the same thing. So it's like you pushing everything out there, and then it's just like, oh, I thought I did good. I thought my collection was great. But according to them, it's not. The next person's may be great. So at that time, it's their turn and not your turn. So, you just get overwhelmed and you just get, you just feel down about a lot that you feel like you put so much love and, so much inspiration into certain things and it just don't get done. So I've had a lot of those over the years, like feeling like I was ready to quit and everything. I'm like, forget this. I ain't doing this no more. But then some in the back of my mind would just always be like, well, why you started in the first place? Right. Why you started? So I just take that and just going on with it. But the ups and downs is terrible. Like that's the most that I've experienced as far as like fashion. It would be, paperwork and the shows and, sometimes what I'm making could make me uninspired and I'd be like, all right, I ain't doing it. I want to do something else. And that could take days, just to think of something great or just to catch the people eye or just to make sure that you're not repeating the same thing over and over that you just made. So it's a lot. It was a lot.
You was talking about paperwork and stuff. I know when I said I came and got my hair done, you did one of the most important, and I think the most important. But like I felt like when you announced that you got your trademark and everything went through, I thought that was like I can't even give you the words for it. It was just knowing that somebody actually, I mean, people believe in themselves all the time, whatever. Right. You see people post things, but I just felt like seeing that you actually believe in everything you're doing that much. Like, I had never thought about a trademark until I seen you do it. I was like, you know what? I do need to get a trademark. Like, that just made me feel like that's the ultimate belief in yourself. Because you take out your process, that means that there ain't no turning back. Because I'm doing this for the sole reason to say that you can't have my name. Like, this is mine. Everything that comes behind it is mine. Yeah, that was just, oh my gosh. Like I said, I can't even put into words what that meant to be. For you to do that for yourself, it was just
that situation was the worst too. It was the worst because dealing with, dealing with trademarks and dealing with them people in them offices and stuff like that. And it's like, sometimes you feel like they want to help you. And then sometimes you feel like they don't. And it's just like, they give you the runaround, having to go through all of this stuff that you feel like ain't even necessary. Cause at that point, it's just like, look, just stamp my name on a paper and just send it to me. Like, it was a wreck because, what I did, how I did it, I did everything right, or whatever like that. They told me to fill it out online. It took me maybe like a week. It took me a week. It could take somebody 2-3 days, whatever. But I'm just saying it took me a week off of the strength because I wanted to make sure I had everything right. Like even with the EIN numbers, them telling you can't use PO boxes, and just saying like, okay, is my address gonna be out here? I don't want my address to be out here for everybody to see. Type stuff like that. Like I'm thinking like that, not knowing what they gonna do, where they gonna go about it. So they have you pay it, which I ended up paying maybe like $245, $250, I think. Ended up paying it, and it took forever. Like the process was just so long. They say 6 months, but I honestly think it was longer than that because what they did when they sent it, they were sending me all my other paperwork here, but they ended up sending the actual trademark form to the PO box, my PO box. So I'm like, okay, well, why would y'all do that? So I get a message saying, oh, it was returned back. So I'm like, wait, what? So the 6 months was already up. So we talking after 6 months. And I'm just like, well, where's my paper? Like, because I planned on doing, something big. I wanted to really express this to people to let them know, like, how important it is to even, put something together, whether it was a brunch or a dinner, just to have people know and have somebody there to jump and get a head start with everybody else. If it was something that they could just do off of the computer and then once they get home, get to the computer to fill out all the information. I really wanted to have some type of trademarking type thing going on, and I couldn't do that because it was delayed because of my paper. I'm like, well, what's the use of having it if I don't have my actual paper? Just so they can see it, just so, to show them, give them motivation, to let them know if I can do it, you can do it, because I honestly came a long way. And when they did that, it took another 2 months for them to give me, for them to actually send it, and I had to pay another $150. And I'm like, why? Oh, because they sent it back. Okay, but I never got it. So that situation took a toll. I was mad, pissed off, whatever you want to call it, because I'm like, now y'all just messed up something that I thought could have been great for the city to actually see, because nobody had never done it. And from that point on, I was just like, damn, on to the next thing now, because honestly, I just felt like it took too long. So I had just fell out of like love with it. Like, I didn't even want to do it no more. I still haven't even opened the paper. I was gonna open it on your live, but I still haven't opened it. I still haven't opened it.
Why you don't open it?
Well, I can open it. Give me
You
one
can't
minute.
open it. Yes.
1 minute.
Oh, I'm so excited. Excited for my girl.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm back. But yeah, I wanted to open it on here. Something that I felt like would be, you know what I'm saying, motivational to a lot of people. Like I said, I didn't get to have my party, so whatever. But this is a great way to do it, just to show everybody, and
I'm so excited.
So, this is the paper that they sent me months later. But thank God I got it though. Where is the actual paper? Where is my paper? Okay, here it goes. Back here. So this is my actual trademark, y'all. Trademark. Finally got it after all these years. Finally got it.
Oh my gosh, yay.
Like, it took me a long time to get this. It took me a long time. I had no knowledge, y'all. I had no knowledge, no nothing. And I just set myself down and just got it done. I'm like, I can't depend on nobody to do it. I wasn't, but at the same time, I still wish I would have had a lot more help. But with me doing it and the actual timing that I did it, I thought it was, perfect timing. So
yes, got it. So everything that you did, the results came. They might not came when you wanted them to come, but you got what you wanted, and that's all that matters right now. Forget the other.
Right.
That's yours. That's your third baby. So,
yes.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm happy for you. Yay. Oh, so that goes back. Just what I'm ready to ask you now ties into all this stuff we just talked about, consistency. About consistency and how that plays with everything that you have done and accomplished. With all the hard times and all that stuff.
Consistency, I can't really hear you. I just heard the consistency and the timing.
Yeah, consistency. How does that play into everything that you have accomplished?
Man, consistency. I still have troubles with that myself to this day. I'll say I got a lot better. But consistency is very, very, very important. That's the only way I feel you're going to see any type of results from anything. Like, whatever you're selling, whatever you're doing, whether you're doing a 9 to 5, whether you're an entrepreneur. Results, like consistency, that's what you need. Like, I feel like that's number 2 on the list, to be honest. Like, number 2, display and consistency. All for the strength of, because if you doing it every once in a blue moon or here and there, you gonna question yourself, or even when you having topic of discussions, it's just gonna be like, oh well, I ain't really seeing what I want to see, or it ain't really working. It's not working because you're not consistent. So with that and displaying and marketing is a real big thing too. But me myself trying to find a marketing team as well, because I already do a lot as it is. But with that, I just feel like you have to stay on top of it. Stay on top of it as much as you can. Like, I try to stay on top of it as much as I can. Like I said, I'm not consistent with, promoting every single day, because I could be doing something else one day, and then I could be, behind the scenes with something else one day. So it's actually hard when you don't have a team, but you can get it done. Like, I can't stress consistency enough, because that's what will get it. Like, and I've seen that with the last collection. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, any other time, I would be like, all right, I'm just gonna put it up and promote it for a little while here and there, and then boom, I'm back on the same other thing, and then I done forgot all about what's going on, and now I'm back again. You know what I'm saying? So it lose people interest in a lot of stuff when you're not consistent and staying on top of it. Like, do it as much as you can.
Definitely. I'm telling you, I think that's the big in every business. It's just like you said, it's consistency play a role in everything you do. Especially if your goal is to be successful. It plays everything you do. So with that, have you ever experienced someone or somebody who wasn't happy with your work or your services? Disgruntled. How are you able to? How have you grown to realize that it's just gonna happen and you gotta, you know, I gotta take it to the chin. I don't know.
Lord.
Have you ever had a situation like that where you had to like remember that you are a business owner and and go a different route?
Yes, I have, on both ends. I have. And dealing with people, I'm pretty much personal with a lot of my clients, not on a level where I'm telling you everything, but personal on a level like I'm making sure you know the information that I know. So, you know, with that, at that point in time, it really didn't work out for the person. I felt like I was wrong on my end. I felt like she was wrong on her end. I felt like it could have honestly been better if, you know, the both of us would have came together at that time, instead of us doing everything phone wise or text message wise. And, you know, certain things could get out of hand, but when the call was made, you know, it was a whole lot of yelling back and forth and stuff like that. Right. So I'm like, oh my God, like, I can't do this, because at this point, I'm ready to cut somebody ass out. Like, I'm just ready to be real. Like, I can't even do that. But at the same time, I'm like, now I got to think business wise, like, because this gonna go far. She came to me for a service, and now if she heard what she giving me on the other end of the phone, it ain't even gonna, you know what I'm saying? My name could get tarnished by that. And that's all I was thinking about. I'm like, if I do something crazy, then what will my name be in the streets, or what will my name be anywhere else, you know? So I do that a lot on both ends, whether it's hair or the clothes. Like, that situation happened, and I thought I would never come up from that at all. Like, the shit got put on social media, all of that, and I'm just like, what? I'm like, damn, like, if people really knew the story behind it, you know what I'm saying? Then they would look at it like, okay, well, look, she got a point, or look, hey, you was wrong, she was wrong. Let's just figure out how we can fix it. But, you know, people don't think how you think, and people don't think how other people think. So the situation went sour, and I was just like, damn, I'm not gonna be able to ever sew again ever in my life. Like, Richmond gonna look at me like, girl, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Like, when I say it was on social media, it was on social media. Like, I had to literally like block her and certain people from my page. And I didn't want to do that because I'm not that type of person. But just to consistently see it and know what the situation was, I just couldn't take it, because at that point I was just ready to stop everything. I was just like, I'm not doing it no more. I'm not doing nothing because of that. So, you know, thought about it, and I'm just like, you know what? That should happen anywhere. It happens anywhere. Not really trying to down my situation or dumb down my situation. I'm just like, it could have happened to anybody. It could have happened whether you walked into Macy's and you said, hey, okay, this shirt too small. Now I need another size. And they telling you, oh, well, we don't have the size, or oh, that ain't in stock no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty much sitting here thinking about it from other ends. Like, you know, what would this person do, or how would that situation play out? Would they sit down and not really do anything no more, or do you get up and continue to go? And that's exactly what I did. I was just like, look, I can't let this bring down my whole situation as to what I'm trying to build and what I got going on. One or two things: I'm gonna take more classes, I'm gonna get it done, or I'm just gonna not do nothing at all. So I chose to do just that. Like, I had to keep going. Had to.
Of course, because at the end of the day, like you said, it's not nail business out here. I don't think that has that hasn't had an unhappy customer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just that's just the way things work.
I'm like, you can't
Everything
make everybody happy.
you
And that's what I
can't.
had to learn. I mean, I'm still learning that today. Like, I
Mm,
mean, I still have some people that's not satisfied, or I still have some people that feel like, oh, well, I don't like that, but I like this, or oh, can you change this and change? No, like, I mean, that's just what it was. I'm gonna put it out here as this because it's my creation. And I mean, if you don't like it, you're more than happy to shop with somebody else. That's fine. I don't knock the whole shopping around because I do it. I don't always wear myself.
right.
I never always wear it. So, it is what it is.
Right. It is what it is. And um you always gave me good customer service, and like I said, I mean,
Right. I mean,
and
I try. I
huh?
try.
You do. I mean, especially if I want something right then and there, and give me the option to come pick it up
Yes,
because I want.
right. Look, if
I
you
be
in
doing
the
my
city,
stuff
come
right
on.
now, like literally. I want my. Matter of fact, we had a big cookout. My family had a big cookout, and I was like, you know what? I want to be fly. I want to be bomb. I'm gonna go to this cookout, 4th of July cookout, and I seen her with this dress, this fabric. See this fabric, y'all? I see her with this dress,
And it's stretched. And she
and it,
still
oh
got
my
it.
gosh, it's stretched. It's stretched so good. It's so thick. Oh my god. So I seen her with this dress on. I was like, you know what? I want that. I'm gonna wear that. I went and got this dress, tried it on. It was like I'm fatter than I used to be when she made my clothes. So she was in the bathroom with me, like, do I need to do this? Or do I need to do this? I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Oops, yeah. I mean, you know what? Forget it. But I love the dress. Like I don't even want to. I want to wear it again, but then I don't because I'm like I already wore it. But it's just I don't have to get another one
All
with a
right,
different
that's how I be.
because I just love it and I just love the fabric. It's just so good. It is. Awesome.
And I'm mad because that fabric discontinued. Well, that color and the other color that they sent me, I didn't even
Mm,
like, so I didn't even make no more. That's why I was
I
like,
love it.
no.
I love it. The color, everything about it just
The
stand out.
color lit.
The
That's the
color,
important part. Color is lit.
it was just everything. It was everything. My whole outfit came together. It was so fun.
Yeah.
But yes, the part that I can go pick my stuff up was like, that's why I was like, you know what? I know at any given time I'm gonna call her. She's like, yeah, I get it. I'm at home or
I've been
whatever.
trying to tell the majority of them, like, look, if you come pick it up, that's fine. We can meet. I can come to you, whatever you want to do. Like, I mean, I can still also ship it too. Some of them prefer, shipping because they like, oh, I don't have time. But if you got time and you get a garment for me, you more than welcome to come meet me, and I would definitely like hand you that garment. Like,
It's just
it's
like getting it up front too, and not having to wait for.
okay. So she told me this was gonna happen, y'all. She gonna be right back. She said at 45, but it's 42 minutes. But yeah, y'all can check me out. The new collection she was talking about, it is actually up now. Got a couple pieces left here and there. I will be restocking most of the items. So y'all will see that on my Insta story and stuff like that when I do restock all of the items. But yeah, check that out on amarijade.com.
Ah, you did good.
Talking about the new collection.
You did good.
I'm like, y'all
You.
see that?
That's awesome, girl. I was like, we were talking. I'm gonna have. I don't know. We not going today. I'm getting to that. Yeah, my kids just came in here crying.
Oh, don't say nothing because mine's back there too. They had to creep. Be
But
quiet.
speaking of me coming to pick stuff up, I also have my interactions with you when you're doing my hair. So let's talk
Yes.
about that lane of it. Let's talk about
And
hair and when you started doing hair.
woo, hair. I'm pretty much trying to incorporate it into the Amari J brand. I'm trying to incorporate a lot of stuff. If y'all don't know, but right now it's just the hair by A. Thomas. But with the hair, I pretty much grew up off of hair. Like my grandma used to do hair. her mom used to do hair. My 5 aunts used to do hair. And then me and my sisters, which is 4 of us, we started doing hair. So it's just like, it was pretty much a family thing. Like everybody knew how to do hair. So we didn't really have to go out to go get our hair done. So now I'm the only one standing doing hair. Nobody else does hair in the family. And I really started doing hair around 6th grade, 7th grade. And you know, them braids and whatever else I was doing was not looking at its best. Starting off like that, but people was actually paying like $30, $40 to get their hair done. And I'm like, wait.
Right.
I'm like, hold on, this could be something. Like I'm doing my friend's hair and all of that. So once I got to 9th grade, that was it. Like my first 9th grade, like my 9th grade year, my first year of high school, I paid everything. Like, you know how you had the dues and all of that. From 9th to like 12th grade, I paid all of that by doing hair.
Oh my God.
Yeah, as soon as I got to the school, they was just like, oh, well, you do such and such hair. You doing this person hair, that person hair. Can I get your number? I need my hair done. And back then, 9th grade for us, the Pixies was popular. I was doing a lot of Pixies. I was doing a lot. So I'm like, look, okay, so this is where the money is the hair. So I'm like, okay. So I just kept on going from there. Took a couple classes here and there, did the hours, finally then got my actual license, thank God, along with that. But that was a tough road too, because I knew so much, you know, and going to Dudley's first told me when I walked in, it was a bit shady to me. I thought back then, but now understanding it as I'm older, I'm like, okay, now I get it. She like, oh, well, there's no sense of going here. And I'm just like, why? So she like, oh, off all them pictures you just showed me, ma'am, we helping you do what? You already know how to do it. So she like, I rather prefer, honestly, I'm going to tell you to go to somebody's shop, get the hours and take the test. And then from there, going to Empire, one of the #1 schools I'll say out here that I know of, told me the same thing. And I was just like, damn, like, I mean, I really wanted to go to school, but according to them, they like, you wasting money at this point. Like, you wasting money. So they pretty much looked at it as school is for, you know, people that may not really know, or for the ones that do know a little bit here and there. But what I was showing, what I was displaying, I knew way more. So they just like, you know, cut all it out. Just go get the hours, go get your license, and you good. So ever since then, I mean, that's all it's been. At first, I was just like, you know, I don't want to do this. I just want to do clothes. I just want to do clothes. I just want to make clothes. But then, you know, later on down the line, getting older and thinking about it, I'm like, I mean, it's a craft too. I mean, it's something that I already know how to do. And, you know, I may as well just do it. I mean, I honestly enjoy doing hair, especially when it come out right. And, you know, the client happy, you happy. They, you know, social media, flicking it up, sending you pictures, messages, like, I love my hair, type stuff like that. I mean, you know, I actually enjoy doing it, but it's a downside to it too. So, yeah. The downside is the worst because it will have you ready to give up, because you got people now saying, oh, well, I'm not going to pay a deposit. It's like now the customer's telling you what they going to do and what they not going to do. And it's just like, wait a minute, like, when has this become a thing, you know? And it's kind of, you know, sad to me, honestly, not on the customer's end, but us as stylists, you know, we got to do better too at the same time. So I think it's just a whole disconnect with that, you know, for a client, or not even a client, a customer, anybody in general inquiring to put up to say what they're not going to do. To me, I feel like that's them having a bad experience with a stylist. So stylists, we have to do better, including myself. We do.
Let me ask you a question. And then this is like, I know shady nobody, but this is a genuine question that I have in my head. Okay, so back in the day when we used to go to the shop, I'm just trying to understand like what's changing, because I asked the barber the same thing. So what's changing that you don't, do you have to come? I haven't been to the shop in a long time. I don't know how to ask.
Me either.
Do you have to ask nowadays, like, for people to wash your hair? Like, I know a lot of people don't do that no more. Like, you know, wash and blow dry. I mean, I understand the extra fees to it, you know, if that's it. Right. But like now, it seems like a lot of people want you to already come with your hair washed and blow dry. I mean, I understand that too to get you in and out or whatever.
Right.
But at the same time, if I want the whole experience,
Right.
um, what happens to that? Like what do you
I
think?
honestly think, I honestly think because a lot of people really started leaving the shops and trying to do their own thing at home, you know? And I still feel like even if you at home doing hair, cutting hair, whatever you're doing, it still should be a top priority service because that's what you do when you're in school too. That's what you're actually doing to get the hours and stuff like that. Whatever questions that they asking you about, certain chemicals and, certain things going on with the head. I honestly feel like washing somebody's hair and blow drying or flat ironing, whatever you're doing after that, that should be, you know what I'm saying, placed there. And a lot of them, sometimes I just feel like it's just, to cut time. I ain't throwing
Yeah.
shade either, but I just feel like it's the cut time. Now, as for me and my customers, I don't know what happened. I guess they just all like to come wash and blow dry it. I can do it, but they all just come in like that. And I just be like, okay, I mean, I caught it too, like even on, social media. And I think I seen a post maybe like a couple of days ago. Somebody was like, as a stylist, them not washing your hair, you can actually call the board on them. And that's true. That's honestly true. Like you can, because that's something that you're supposed to be doing anyway. So, I just feel like since they all, left the shop and doing hair, wherever they're doing it, whether it's a studio or home, they just feel the need not to do it. And I just think it's, to cut time and at times just to be lazy. I hate to say it, but I mean, if you're going to do your craft, do your craft. If you're going to do your work, do your work. I mean, that's just it. I mean, if you're charging people more for washing, do that. I always thought it shouldn't be a price because I just always thought it was included. A lot of stuff I just used to always include just to keep the price
That's what
at a minimum,
mean.
you know?
I just thought it was a part of the experience. I
Right, me
mean,
too. Me too.
if I
I
take
always thought
days
that.
out, I want to go get my hair done. I want to have the whole experience. I mean,
Mhm.
that's just me. I just would
Yeah.
have asked a question. I don't want anybody to get offended or nothing.
Yeah,
And
please
I just
don't get
wanted to
offended,
know.
y'all, please.
We're not here to offend anybody. It's just a legit question. I'm sure the people want to know too. So it's just a legit
Right.
question. What is your opinion? Which was your opinion? So that's what we got. But you spoke a little bit about why you like doing hair, but like how do you adjust from doing hair so many years? Of course it's natural, like to just, certain things come natural. Braiding, I mean natural to people who do hair. Like if you do hair, you braid, you're a braider, you're gonna always be able to braid. But
Mhm.
how has it been adjusting to the new styles of like techniques of, like feed-ins, maybe stitch braids or
Oh. I'm still learning feed ins. No, the stitch. I know how to do feed ins, but the stitch, I'm still learning that. Cause that whole technique, I can't even get down with still. I'm sorry, y'all, but when they come to me and ask and inquire, I send them to other people that I know that do damn good work on the braids. I'm not gonna send you to nobody that I feel like that ain't at its best. Not throwing shade again, but just saying, if you starting off doing something, it ain't gonna look extravagant. So I always send them to people. I'm not going to just necessarily say, oh no. Or another thing I've been seeing on social media where a lot of stylists say they know how to do it and it don't turn out right. So now the customer upset because they feel like you lied. So with that technique, I can't get down with. But
I
I'm
know.
gonna
I think I
learn.
asked one time before. He was like, "Yeah, nah,
Nah.
don't even
Yeah,
worry about."
I'll tell you quick. Like, nah, if it's something I don't know how to do, I don't know how to do. But the majority of the time they always come to me for braids. I ain't think that my knotless was gonna be as big because at first I didn't know how to do them. And I was just like, I can't get down with the whole technique. I don't know what's going on. Like the technique was just not working for me. And finally one day I sat down and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Then my homegirl told me, if you know how to braid, you know how to do it. So I'm like, no, it ain't that easy. So I finally did it, and from there they just shot through the roof. So the majority of the time, if y'all are paying attention to my hair page, or if I'm putting it on Facebook here and there, I try to keep all three or whatever I do separate because I feel like it's just too much on one page. So that's why you'll never really see hair. Like if I comment on a hair thing, I give out my Instagram and that's it. But they mainly come to me for braids now. I know how to do a lot of other stuff, but if they come to me for braids, that's pretty much what you're gonna see until somebody switch up. Pretty much.
Yeah, I was trying to keep them things as I could. I was holding on to them. I mean, I loved it. Like I am very, very picky about my braids because I hate much new growth and I really can't do nothing to it. Like I can't. I just don't like it. I don't like to look rough like that. And I feel like when my braids get old, I look rough. But I kept them braids in. Girl, I was making baby hair. I was doing everything. I thought it was, man, I thought they was so cute. I put up hair down back here and lay it down. I love it. I love them braids, child.
I'm telling you, everybody say that.
And the older they got, though, the better they look to me. They wasn't as rough as some of the other braids that they had look, but they really like the older they got, the better they look, and I love them.
Yep, a lot of people say that.
I did.
I had some clients come to me and they be like, "Oh, I just took my braids out yesterday," and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I did your hair like 2-3 months ago." Nah, I just took them out like yesterday, and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Okay, girl."
Yeah. Those and you didn't do mine yet, but the what's the ones with the what they call?
You talking about the butterfly locks?
Yes.
Girl,
so,
I got an appointment coming up on them now.
They are so dope and they look so neat.
Yeah.
Like everything you do, you take your time and you do everything so neat. And it's just like no hairs be out, left out, no nothing possibly straight. It's like everything just looks so neat.
I don't explain those things. I try not to because I look at it like if I'm gonna walk out here looking like that, then you gonna walk out here looking like that. And I do my own hair, and I started doing my own hair because a lot of people really won't doing my hair right. And I was just like, well, may as well try and see if I could do it. And I'm talking about going to actual shops. I had one girl, 18th birthday. I never forget. I had one stylist do my hair back in the day, and it was the ocean waves. You remember the ocean waves that they used to wear on the side with the mohawk in the middle or whatever? I had that girl. 18th birthday. Thought I was cute. Head was burning. You hear me? Ooh. Burning. I specifically told her, like, look, I'm gonna need a perm. I already know I'm gonna need a perm. Like my hair was like thick as hell. And I'm like, these ocean waves not gonna look right. You fine, I got you, you fine. I'm like, all right, okay. Tell me why she go to put the gel and all that in. Start doing them. She like, nah, they not gonna look right. She turned around and put a whole perm in my hair. Yes, a whole perm. And this was somebody in the shop. Yeah, in the shop. After that, I was done. Yeah, I was done. I'm talking about that whole weekend, hair burning. I had perm sores, all of that. But I told you I needed a perm. I told you that. But she insisted on doing it and still had to pay her. All of that, which was fine, but at the same time, I was just like, never again. And I think that was the last time I went to the shop. Their last time. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
A whole perm.
No.
Put gel on my head.
Then put a perm over top of it? Oh, wow.
I'll never forget. Yep. 18th birthday. And I'm just like, all outside here burning. I said, Lord. But yeah. Girl, I was over it. Like I lied to you now. I was so over it. And I couldn't believe it. And I was just like, I can't believe somebody in the shop did this. That's why when some people say, you know, oh, I'd rather go to the shop or this or this, that, which is fine. To each his own, but everybody in the shop not good either.
First of all, I don't like to talk. I don't want to downplay nobody's capabilities, but from my own experience at the hair cuttery, no, this wasn't at the hair cuttery. This was at a shop in here, and I was getting a mohawk. Oh my God, this lady, she was a little black young girl. She cut my hair. All right, I'm sitting in the chair. She cut my hair, whatever. So I'm telling her, like, you know, I wanted the big curly curls in the middle and the thing on the side. She go to curl my hair, and she was a one curl, right? So she curling it, and she got this much of my hair out on the end, so that it ended up being this much curl in the middle. And she just kept playing with it. I'm like, no, can you curl it? Every time she went to curl it, I'm instructing her on how to curl my hair. So it got to a point where I was just like, you know what? It's all right. It's all right. And that discouraged me. That was my last time going to the shop. Because I'm like, I'm in here and you got your license and I'm telling you how to curl my hair. And the person who referred me to her said that she, you know, oh, she's so good. She could cut hair. She do this. And I'm like, I got a referral. So I got to go check her out.
Right.
Man, I was so upset. I was.
Oh my God.
It was like all the services I got was like $85. So I don't know how to get up out the chair and be like angry, really, really
Me
angry at
either.
somebody, because it's like it's gonna go one or two ways. So I had to like just take it to the chin and say, look, that's your fault. You
Yeah.
don't know this lady. You chose to listen to somebody else. I had to look at it like that because I didn't want to be nasty. Because I'm like, I'm the one who chose you. I said that in
Right.
your chair. So, but yeah, that was really awful for me. That would really discourage me. And I always tell people, don't try to don't try to lowball or put down people who work from home, because them be the best. Some of the best
Them be the
stylists
ones.
start from home and
Them be
don't
the
go to a
ones.
shop because they know they work. The shop is awesome too, whatever shop you go to, if that's
Yeah,
what you want
hell
to
yeah.
do. But don't try to just credit people or think that they less than because they ain't in a shop or they didn't,
Yeah.
they. But nowadays, it's like you said, it's to each his own.
Yeah.
They got great people in both places.
Yep.
I know
Exactly.
people who went from home to now they at the shop and they
Yep.
flourishing, doing awesome, and the
Yep.
shop is doing awesome. So
Exactly.
it's just
That's
what
what
I
I
guess is
think.
whatever you
It's
choose.
all about who you pick and choose and who pretty much comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the whole thing that's going on now about the scamming. I was talking about this earlier today. I had one person honestly call me out on a Braden page that I'm actually in, and she told me that I was a scammer. Oh, nobody's paying a deposit. Ain't nobody got time for all that scamming stuff. So I'm like, scamming stuff. Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I did go off because that was the first time I got ever got called a scammer. I'm no scammer. I have a lot of clients, a lot. So with that, and then you saying, as far as the deposit, I understand that if you're not the type of person that would pay a deposit, that's fine. By all means, find somebody else that's not going to charge you a deposit, which is also fine too, because you still got
Mm-hmm.
those people out here that
Right.
do that. But for you to just basically downplay the whole situation and call me a scammer, but Lex, she called me a scammer because she said 3 of my pictures was took in different places.
What?
She said, well, the first picture is took somewhere different, and the other 3 is took somewhere totally different. Excuse me, what?
How you gonna tell me what's gonna be in my background?
Right. I was like, I didn't even think people would look at the
So if you
background.
walk outside and take a picture of somebody's hair, then you did
Right.
have the parking lot or what?
Right. So I just felt like, I don't know. I just felt like maybe she wanted to pick that night because I don't know. The locks must have looked damn good for her to say that. And
It looked too good. That was the thing. It looked too good. It was too good to believe.
guys,
So
that's
she
what I
had
was
to
like,
spin
what?
it.
You
Mm-hmm.
got me a whole scammer because of my background. So I went into like pretty much I don't care mode and just went in like, don't you ever, like, I ain't curse at her or nothing, but I was just like, don't you ever, like, I take pride in my work. Like, I don't have time to scam anybody. I'm like, too many people know me from what I'm doing now to even, for me to even think about
Of that. Like, how is you not even down bad? Like,
right. That's what I'm
what
like, what? So it kind of threw me off for a minute. So then after I thought about it, I was just like, let me go and take it down because it was wrong. And I shouldn't even came off at her like that. Like she had got so far to the point, my last message to her was like, have a good night, sweetheart. I said, good night. Have a good night. She said, oh, you're mad, bitch. You mad. No, I'm not mad. But I mean, I'm just not going to entertain it again at this point because I said what I said. So it was crazy. It was crazy. That was the first time. It was crazy.
But look, how do you balance though? Like I mean, because each endeavor that you have takes you into a different action. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like each one is a different, like, part of you, person. So how do you balance all of them? The mama, you traveling, the business, like
Whew.
a lot of hats you wear that you gotta take off and put a baseball hat on there, put a fedora on today,
Right.
a bonnet on tomorrow. Like,
Yes.
how do you manage all these?
Whew,
How do you manage it all?
man, sometimes I don't even know. Like prayer is number one. Number one to me. Like I do that first thing when I get up and just pretty much try to figure out what I'm gonna do for that day. Ask him to guide me, bless everything that I'm doing. I don't know, the kids that fly in here.
All
I'm
right.
sorry, but yeah, just pretty much asking him to guide me throughout the day, and whatever I may encounter, let me go about it the correct way. I start off with that, but then juggling everything, I still have certain issues, and I have my certain days with that because the one situation could take longer than the other. And I plan on that day. No, I was supposed to sew this day. I was supposed to do hair this day, which the hair never go unnoticed because, if it's an appointment, it's an appointment. I ain't got no choice but
I do.
you know what I'm saying? So with that, I try to like put all of it together in one day if I can. But now I found out that it's too much. So I even tried to like, 1 week I do this, the next week I do that. With the hair and the clothes, it still don't work. For some reason, it's always clash. And I was talking about that earlier today to somebody, like, look, it's still the same thing. I've tried calendar work, my phone, all of that. It's still what it's going to be. So I just take it every single day for what it is. Now, the mom job, the mom side of it, that's just, sky's the limit. Like, that's way beyond, like, I'll stop everything for that because I mean, that's priority, that's top. So, whatever may go on.
That's all it's for.
Yeah, which is rarely because my kids are older now. So with that, they could pretty much do certain things that they couldn't do when they were like 4 and 5. So now I'm comfortable with you cooking. I'm comfortable with you, using the microwave and certain stuff like that. So, I really don't have to do as much, but when they need me, I'm there. So I'll drop everything for that. Like, all right, what's going
So
on?
I forgot to ask you this because with all these hats you wear, how does each one piggyback off the other one, like in a positive way?
I'll say with the hair that piggybacks off of the clothes in a positive way because I look at it this way. You pretty much getting your hair done. You obviously going somewhere or you're doing something. So with that, I pretty much, hey, well, you're getting your hair done. Check out the website. If I ain't saying check out the website, then they checking out another website or wherever for something. So it's pretty much on a positive level for me because I do both. So if they was looking at an outfit and they sitting in my chair now, 9 times out of 10, I could bring it to you. If it's custom, then depending on what it is, it can take a few days at a time to pretty much get it together. It just all depends, but it's really on a positive level because they both have to like go hand in hand. Like if you get your hair done, then you got to find something to put on. Then you got to find somewhere to go. Now you got to take pictures and all this and all that. So everything just come full circle when it comes to both of those.
Yeah, because they find something where they get their hair done.
Right, exactly. Like, oh yeah, it's time for me to go somewhere now. Now I got
Right, definitely.
So
all this, and when you stop and you breathe and you think about how much stuff you got going on, what keeps you motivated to get through all those hard times and hard decisions and the weight of the world that you bear sometimes with just trying to succeed?
My mindset, I'll say. My mindset. Off of the shrimper because there's a lot of stuff I could be doing, but I don't do. Off of the shrimper because I look at it like I wouldn't enjoy myself as much if I'm not paying attention to the brands or if I'm not doing this as far as the brand. So that's the main reason as to why, I don't do a lot. I do a lot, but then I don't. Like as far as the going out, hanging out and stuff like that, I'm unsatisfied because at this point I feel like, okay, I could be making something or I could be doing something.
Yeah.
I don't really hang out as much as I used to. Hanging out to me ain't the same hanging out no more, not unless I got some money to make. I hate to say it, but that's just what it is now because I mean, that's just where it's at. Like if it ain't a part of the brand, if it ain't, helping me progress or move forward, then I'd rather prefer not hanging out. I'm not going to be as enjoyable as I used to be. So my homegirls be getting mad and stuff like that. I mean, they don't really understand it. They do to a certain extent, but I just look at it like, y'all have fun. I'll be all right. Have fun.
I feel like that too. Like I really know. I like you not. I have no urge to go anywhere. Like I feel like you said, everything. It's like, how can I waste this time that I have and money that I have to get up and go somewhere when I
Yep.
could be putting that money into classes or, you know, my trademark or, you know, stuff that I want with my business. Like, what does it get me? Everything I do now is just like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I gotta figure out what's gonna be the end result of it. What am I benefiting from making this progress? And I think that once you get into that position when you feel like your time is really valuable when it comes to your business, then you are in a position where it ain't no going back.
Yep, it ain't. It
Do or
ain't.
die. It's do or die.
It's just that's the only thing you think about, like day in, day out. And at first I thought I was crazy for thinking that way. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna have no social life. I'm not gonna be able to do this or be able to do that. But when you building your own brand, like that's all of your time. Anytime you get like, you know what I'm saying? It's dedicated to that brand. Like you have no choice at that point. Especially if you want to become what you inspired by, the Gucci's, the Pradas, whatever like that. Like it's no choice at that point because what you thought they was doing when they was trying to, you know, up and coming emerging brands or designers or whatever like that, they won't sitting out drinking. They was doing what they were supposed to be doing, and it's okay to drink. Not saying that you can't go out and have fun, but the majority of your time will be your brand. It's gonna be by yourself. It's gonna be lonely sometimes because I have them days and I just be like, damn, I'm just ready to get up and just do something. But I can't offer the strength because I'm not where I feel like I
you want to be.
Yes. So I just don't do it. I just don't. I be like, I'm gonna be all right. It's gonna be plenty parties and stuff like that. I'll be all right. Like I didn't miss shit with my family. Like they'll tell you. Like my mom even told me at one point, like, I need to get like you when I'm doing, you know, certain things or whatever. I just need that type of mentality. Like I walk with ambitious on my foot. Like it's tattooed on my foot. Like that's how serious I am about what I'm doing. Like serious. Like I have to. I have no choice. So
it's that with great success comes great sacrifice.
A lot.
And that is the key. Like you gotta know that you gotta sacrifice something. Like you gotta lose the game. I feel like if you losing time in the street or you lose the time in the club, and you know you bound to gain what you really want. And that's only for the people who really want it though. You gotta know that time right now is ticking. The clock is ticking, regardless of what age you is, it's ticking. It's gonna keep ticking. It ain't going back.
Don't wait on nobody. You can say, all right, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, or all right, I'm gonna do it next week. I'm gonna do it, you know, a couple months from now. Next thing you know, somebody else moving on, and you feel some type of way because you ain't got nothing done. You know, like nah, and I mean, it's normal. And like I said, life happens. I can't stress that enough. But you got to be able to know when life gonna happen, and then get back to what you're doing. Don't. Oh, I'm gonna dwell on it or I'm gonna sit on it. I don't care. No, somewhere in the back of your mind still should be, I gotta keep going. I gotta do it. Yep.
So with that being said, what's next for Ashley? What's up next? What you got?
Man, I got so much stuff going on, man. So much stuff. So I am doing New York Fashion Week again. I do New York Fashion Week every year for 9/11. Rest in peace to all the ones that we did lose for 9/11 because I actually lost a friend. But with that, you know, I do that every year just to pay my respects, but then too, just to, you know, celebrate fashion. That's New York's biggest time to celebrate fashion, fall fashion anyway. But I am looking for people too, whoever watching, they did give us the option to pick, you know, our models. Whoever trying to do it, just inbox me, let me know, size, whatever like that, and I'll just go from there. But after that, I'm in LA for LA Fashion Week. And then I'm back in LA again for the Super Bowl.
You stay at LA.
LA is like my second home.
I'm telling you, you go represent LA that live in Virginia.
First it was New York because I had a lot of business. Let me tell you, I had a lot of business out in New York, dealing with certain friends that I got out there or whatever. But you know, people venture off, move on their own, do certain stuff or whatever, which is cool. But I also had business with a lot of manufacturers and stuff. I have US manufacturers. Some reason I just don't trust the outside people if you're not in the US because you could get it. It could be small. You done spent damn near over $350, maybe $1,000, however much you're trying to spend, and you get the whole shipment back and it's wrong. You know? versus me doing it in the States, I feel like I got a better, option, because if it's wrong, hey, I can drive my ass up to New York and ask y'all what the hell going on. Like, I can do that. So I do got them for you too, because I forgot that I honestly had them. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot I had them because everything is email. So I do got them. Anybody else that need them, I can pass them to y'all or whatever like that if it help y'all. So I don't mind giving out information and stuff either. It's just my brain be everywhere.
I know you all over the place. I don't hold you to none of that.
So yeah, I got them for you too. I'm gonna put them in your inbox when we done. But yeah, just the shows. Like, the only thing I really, really, truly, honestly want out of fashion is to have a household brand name and to continue shows. I love shows because you meet people and you never know who you're gonna meet. And then they have, people out there from like stylists, and they have PRs and stuff like that. Celebrities may come, may or may not, but at the same time, it's just the whole experience behind it. A lot of people get to see everything that you're doing and they really actually like it. And, just from there, I enjoy doing that part of it. Like,
so you mixing and mingling, right? That's like your club. That's like your club event or your night out, because you're actually doing what you want to do, and you actually get to see people who we are all there for a reason. Like, we have no underlying reason, and we still get to talk and kick it, and everybody doing business. That's just how I'm into. Like, I want to be somewhere. Like, if I'm going somewhere, I'm dressing up. I want to be like,
yes.
I come out of it. I know what I'm going to do with this information. That's the type of shit I'm into. You know what I mean?
That was another reason why I used to go out a lot in the city. I used to go out because my main focus was, oh yeah, well, I got an outfit I made, so I'm ready to go out so people can see it. But after a while, that kind of got, dumbed down. It kind of got a little tiring because I really started looking at it like, well, shit, they coming to party too, just like me. So, with that, they probably ain't even thinking about that shit because they drunk, having fun, whatever like that. So I kind of, fell in the background with all that and just pretty much started going to certain things like brunches and, events as where like people doing business stuff or whatever like that, because I could mingle and really actually sit down and talk to somebody. So I do a lot of those too if I can get to them. But if not, if it's, something I could follow along behind the way, if they doing something else, then I'd be sure to like book a ticket and go to the next one. So yeah, I do a lot of them. Yeah.
So man, we talked about a bunch of stuff, and that's what it only like as long. But we was talking. I
was like, look, I'm just ready to say.
You did good. You did so good for this being the first time. I feel like it's one in the book for me. You showed your trademarks. I know that's what I don't care how big you get, you're gonna be like, I did my first interview and I showed my very trademark. I showed the official paper on my on my platform, which is I'm so excited about that. The first.
I like what you're doing, and I was like, she the only one that has really brought me out of my whole comfort zone because I don't do this. So I'm like, know what? I said I'm gonna rock with her. That's my girl. I've been watching the interviews. I've been knowing you for a long time. And you was one of my first customers. Like, she was one of my first customers, and I was like, I feel like being a part of this and being able to give back to you and a lot of other people, you can call me anytime. So, text, whatever. But, just giving back and really being inspirational to a lot of other people in my field too. And, just letting them know what I know. Like I said, I'm still learning too. I still get doors shut in my face too. I still got people that, want to do something but don't want to give as much as I'm giving. So, with that, I still go through the ups and downs. I'm not perfect, don't judge off of social media or Instagram or Facebook because them just pictures. That's all it is.
I think as a consumer, I would say to a lot of the different things that or people I'm bringing on here, like as far as shows and just knowing that when my stuff come up and get going, I know by people talking to me and looking at me and looking at my struggle and knowing that I've been through some things, I think that makes what I'm doing appeal to those people.
Yeah.
that I'm trying to appeal to. So I think by you talking and you giving people your personality and a backstory, they'll see, oh, she, maybe the people that perceive you in a way, oh, maybe she booed you, maybe because the people that think
Right.
all dressed up that you're this way and you're not. I think by being able to talk openly and come out your comfort zone with me,
yes.
about everything was not peachy, everything was not a good run. You can look at me and think everything was good, but this is my story,
Right.
and I
Exactly.
get it. You was effective with what you had to say, and you also gave a lot of knowledge. And I think to me too, because
Right.
I brought my sewing machine. I made my own pattern and I made my own paint fabrics. I did that. So
now, do you see what I'm talking about as far as them damn sewing machines?
girl, I made my own paint. I didn't like to finish because I got frustrated, but I made the part that I was supposed to make. So, but yes, I think people need to hear you. I think all the followers that you have that follow you and follow you just because of your items and don't really know you as a person. I think this is awesome for them to hear you and for you to go down the timeline and also be open to helping people. I think that's the number one thing.
Definitely. I don't want nobody to ever think, and I know I be looking mean, y'all. I'm sorry. That's just my business face. But once you get to know me, I'm pretty much cool. I'm like probably half of the girls that you think mean and really ain't mean once you talk to them because we walk around with certain faces and stuff like that. But at the same time, you ask me something, I'm gonna give it. I'm not one of them people to say, oh no, well, I don't know, or figure it out, whatever, however they say it. I don't know how they say it, but with me, you hit me up if I know it, I'm gonna tell you, because I knew how it was for me. I didn't pretty much get help for real. I had to figure out everything on my own. I had people telling me, yeah, they was gonna do something and didn't do it. Like I said, early on, I'm paying people to do stuff and people not showing up. So at the same time, it's just like, to each his own. You ask me, I'm gonna tell you. If I don't know, I'm gonna help you find it too. I had a girl in my inbox the other day. She like, where you get them shoes from? That's the biggest thing. You ask somebody where they get some from, clothes.
They don't tell you.
I'm like, damn, I just wanted the shoe. That's all I wanted. But I'll be the one to tell you. I give you the whole name off the box and everything, screenshot the box, all that. You know what I'm saying? And I even helped her find it. But, back then, before the sewing and all of that, that was just with my customer service skills. I used to work at Shoe City. Like, my first job was Burger King. Like, y'all, nah, like, that's just what it is. Like, all that stuff came later on down the line once I made the decision to stop playing. Yeah. But, yeah, you ask me, I'll definitely tell you. Tell you where I get it from, how much it was, all of that. Like, I have no problem with that.
All that. So, tell everybody how they can contact you, your social media outlets. Rewind it back to your website so they can get your garments and all that good stuff. And
y'all can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Well, nah, Facebook is Ashley Thomas, real name. Instagram, you can find it under the brand name Omari J _. That's on Instagram. Instagram also hair page. That's hair by a.thomas. I actually got a page on Facebook for the both of those. If y'all can't contact me through my other page, then you can go to any of the other pages. Everything is connected within one. So whatever wherever you hit me up from, then you'll be able to get a response. If not at the time you want it, maybe late at night, because I'm always up working late. But with that, and then the website omarij.com, where you'll find everything. Like I said before it had cut out. As far as the new collection, if anybody looking for any sizes, I'm gonna pretty much restock once I get, more fabrics in and stuff like that. I want to change a couple things with it too. I may bring out 2 more colors of something. Not too sure yet, but look for those 2. I may do a sale because summer is about to be over. And all that stuff gotta go. It gotta get out of here. But just keep up with the brand, what I'm doing. I'm gonna start trying to, record the shows and stuff so y'all can really see into depth for the ones that really want to do shows. I got a lot of connections to that too. Models, I got a lot of connections to that as well. If there's any inspired models, makeup artists, all of that. Like any shows that I do, you're more than welcome to come and get your own bread. Like honestly.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I know this interview is gonna it's gonna do what it's supposed to.
I hope so.
It is.
You
It
know,
is. It's gonna do what it's supposed to
you know
do.
what I'm saying?
It
Silence.
is. It
So
will. I know it will because it's just so informative, and not only that, you're willing to help people outside this interview. And I think once they get the notion of help, the people that's inspiring and do some of the things you just named, Fashion Week. You know what I mean? If I know people that want to be part of big things like that, but don't know how. So if you are a bomb makeup artist and you want to experience some type of show, boom.
They look for makeup artists now because of the pandemic. They look for them now, but I ain't know who to reach out to, and I'll put the post up here and there, but then I'll be moving on to the next thing. But I'm gonna make another one tonight, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody.
When I share it on my page, I'm gonna list all those things in there as far as you looking for models, anybody inspiring to makeup artists, any designers, any hairstylists. I'm gonna put all that attach it to the post so that it can attract, so those people can be drawn in and know that you are talking about these specific things. So once again, thank you so much.
Thank you,
love
girl.
you. I love you. I remember we said the round table years and years ago about things we wanted to do. And you know, all of us is in our own lane, but we still tight. And I'm so extremely proud of you for everything you're doing, everything you're gonna do, all the things that you do behind closed doors that people don't know about. I know that you and I'm so proud of you. Like, you're such an inspiration to me. And I'm excited for your future. I'm excited for everything you're doing. And maybe once I get this fat sucked out of my stomach, I can be in one of these shows in New York Fashion Week. You can make me a girdle.
Definitely,
girdle part of my
I'm trying, girl. I'm trying with everything. I'm trying to get my girls, like my plus size girls. I know y'all been asking. I'm so sorry, but I just don't want to pick out nothing that may not be cute or don't look right. I know how they do my girls. I know how they do.
Make me a corset, and it'll suck me up. And make me a corset a part of my outfit.
Oh, I will.
I can do that. I will be flawless.
Definitely. Yes, but I'm proud of you also, and I love you so much. And
thank you.
Because you started everything, bro. Believe it or not. You know it when I put it up there, but yeah, you started everything, bro. And from there, I just knew, like, if somebody could buy a piece from me that I like and they like it too, I know I'm doing something right. So I appreciate you so much for that. Like, I don't know where it would have been. Like, I could have just still been trying to push myself out. You know what I'm saying? You never know. So with
everything
that,
for a reason, connect.
And this podcast that you're doing, man, like, it's so inspirational. Like, I done watched every single video, and everybody that had a lot of good stuff to say. So I applaud y'all too if y'all don't like sitting in front of the camera like me. But girl,
you know what I mean? It takes for me out of all people. I don't talk either. So it's like I told you, if I'm doing something, I gotta do it for a reason. So being that I'm really passionate about learning, and I want to learn. And I want to learn from all different aspects. And I know other people do too. So this is why I'm able to come and talk to people, because I'm passionate about what I want to do.
Right.
And I want to hear people's stories. And by me listening to y'all, it giving me a piece out of every interview to put together and get my stuff together. So thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome, girl.
Everything. I'm gonna be looking for the list in my inbox, like you said.
Yes, inbox. Soon as we get the hell up off here, I'm putting it right on there.
All right. So we out.
Bye, y'all.
Share, repost, like, all that good stuff.
Bye, y'all.